Let's not waste any time and get right to business in the rematch from last season's 3A championship featuring Topeka Hayden and Andale. As you heard last week on our roundtable, Andale is on a 25-game winning streak dating back to the beginning of last season. The Indians have as many losses in the last 7 years as they do championships, and they would not be denied this one either. Andale put it in cruise control Friday night, defeating Hayden 38-6 and claiming their 6th state title in 7 years. Hayden was scoreless until the third quarter with their one and only passing touchdown of the night, and Andale just controlled the clock, rushing for over 200 yards on their way to the victory. Quick and simple, let's shift down to 2A, where the defending champions, Southeast of Saline Trojans, also had a rematch against last year's opponent, Nemaha Central Thunder. Last season saw an immaculate comeback by Saline, but there was no such story here as the Thunder rolled to a 35-6 victory. A battle of the unbeatens that started so fast, I wasn't even in position to start filming, as Caleb Strothman took the opening kickoff 84 yards to the house to open it up for the Thunder. Their defense would stand tall, forcing the Trojans to a 3-and-out, where a familiar scene played out, as Strothman took back the punt 76 yards to put Nemaha up 14-0 with the offense not even touching the field. The Trojans would finally get one back and were putting a drive together, but a costly fumble right before the half gave the ball to the dangerous Carter Hike, who would take the next play 68 yards to give the Thunder a 21-6 lead at the break. Hike and company would keep the clock moving, putting up over 250 yards on the game. He cements himself in Kansas history as the number 2 all-time on the career rushing charts with over 7,900 yards. The Trojans could never get their offense rolling, even putting together a few decent drives and converting on multiple fourth downs. It would always fall just a little short. Post-game, Trojan senior Grady Gebhardt gave credit where it was due.
They stopped the run really well, and the wind didn't help us, but they played a great game just all around. They game planned really well, and I'm proud of them.
And watching where it all started in the first half, Caleb Strothman reveled in the moments of his glory to score the first 2 touchdowns.
I mean, it means the world, like getting your number called on and doing your job, doing it to your fullest extent, putting in all your effort, and you get rewarded for it. It means the most. It's amazing.
Not to take anything away from the first 2 games, but possibly the most exciting matchup Hutchinson produced was the first one of the weekend Friday afternoon, the 1A championship between the Sterling Bears and Rossville Bulldogs. Now, Sterling started aggressively, with the leading rusher Zane Farney setting the team up after a massive 56-yard run for them to take a quick 7-0 lead. He would get his number called on the next drive to make it 14-0, but Rossville finds pay dirt on their own quarterback keeper by Kanan Mitchell. Both leading rushers for the teams, Mitchell and Farney, would score 3 touchdowns each, but the defenses would stand up outside of the big plays. Sterling would block an extra point following Rossville's go-ahead touchdown late in the fourth quarter, putting the score at 34-28. The Bears on their ensuing drive would face 2 huge fourth downs, both of which Farney would convert. But the biggest surprise of the entire game came on Sterling's 1st and 10, where Logan Isaac threw just his 2nd pass attempt of the game, 20th on the season, and it would be the only completion he needed. The touchdown reception put Sterling ahead 35-34, but the Dogs weren't out yet. One final drive of a tip drill that made it look promising, but an eventual intentional grounding pushed them back to a 4th and way too long that eventually would see them turn it over on downs to give Sterling the icing on their undefeated season. One of the best high school games I have ever seen, and an instant classic for sure. That's all we had to see, though, at Gowans Field in Hutchinson, and I know that Carter Hike has my vote for our Player of the Year. Let's go back to Jameson to see who else is in the discussion.